Roy Hodgson on Sunday 29th of April 2012. West Brom gave Roy Hodgson on Sunday permission to talk to the FA about the England job. It follows an approach from FA chairman David Bernstein to West Brom chairman Jeremy Peace. Now, it's quite interesting that Hodgson is the only man that the FA have gone for. For me, at the end of the day, I thought a lot of people are like, oh yeah, but he did badly at Liverpool. For me, Hodgson, he was between a rock and a hard place at Liverpool, because a lot of our fans really didn't want Hodgson in the first place. They didn't think he was a Liverpool manager. Plus, we had the clown show running the club at that time as well. So you've always got to bear that in mind. And Hodgson, I didn't really agree with his sacking. It was a case of I've always been of the mindset that a manager should get 3 years, should get at least 2 to 3 years, but at the end of the day, we were in the relegation zone and we were being made to look a laughing stock, so we had to get rid of him. So we had that reason. But Hodgson for England, I don't mind it. But at the end of the day, it is. I see Roy Hodgson for the FA. He's a controllable element, because unlike Harry Redknapp, who will go into press conferences and speak his mind, Roy Hodgson won't do that. Roy Hodgson, with what he says, you look at his Liverpool press conferences, he won't ruffle any feathers. So the FA, I think, want a controllable element, and I think Roy Hodgson will be that. So it's one of them. If Roy Hodgson gets the job, good luck to him. But Wayne Rooney was very vocal on Twitter a couple months ago after Capello got sacked, and was like, yeah, Harry's the man, we need to get him. If it happens to be Roy Hodgson, then what are you going to do? What's Rooney going to do? It's a case of like Rooney, nah mate, it's one of them ones you really should have kept quiet. But it's one of them ones, we'll see. But Mr. Tom Southend United Wood, you wanted to have your say on the Hodgson to England potentially, because the talks are ongoing. But Mr. Tom Southend United Wood, what did you want to say about this point?
I was going to say, I think it's a bit stupid, really. He hasn't really. It's a bit of a big step for him, really, because there's a lot of top players like he hasn't even worked with. And he'll probably find it hard working with them types of players, like the likes of who's it? The Foe and all that, like them, like Joe Hart and all that.
But the thing is, I mean, Hodgson's been successful. He has been successful. He's had successful stints in Switzerland, I think Finland as well. With Liverpool, there was the weight of expectation on Roy Hodgson, and I think that was too much. At Fulham, there weren't any expectations. At West Brom, no expectations, and he's done well for those teams. So with England, there is that potential. But with England, it's a case of, we've said before, and with England, we've asked on youtube.com/pitch talk, does the England team need a reality check? And at the end of the day, the England team does need a reality check, and the expectations need to be very much reined in, or else Roy Hodgson is going to have the same time with England that he did at Liverpool. But it's one of them, and also the FA need to let an England manager do what he needs to do to make the team successful. But it's one of them was Russ Vernon. You wanted to have an opinion about this issue.
Yes, Liam. I've looked. He's managed in international football before, so I think it'd be a good appointment. He led Switzerland to 30 when he was in charge there, so I think he'd be a good appointment for England. But my choice, like lots of the other fans, would have been Harry Redknapp to become the manager. I know he's done a good job with West Brom, helping them so far in that, so I started laying. So I think Redknapp would have been my choice, but I think the FA will have made a good appointment, because he's been doing it in the international stage before, so he knows what it's all about.
Do you know? I mean, does anyone else want to jump in? Does anyone else want to jump in on that as well? Because at the end of the day, it's like, as said, you got to leave a manager to do what he needs to do to get a team successful. And Mr. Tom Southend United Wood, you've got another point. I'd just like to say a big welcome to Big T, Tom Hewitt.
Thank you very much.
The wrong un. We are actually speaking about Roy Hodgson, about the potential of him taking over England. And Matt Whitfield, that is classic. Heskey, he wanted Heskey as England manager. That's wrong. Mr. Tom Wood, you wanted to drop in another point as well.
Yeah, I reckon the only reason why we've gone for him because his contract's up in June as well, and plus we won't have to pay no compensation for him.
Yeah,
I reckon that's the only reason they've gone for him as well, because they couldn't, because Tottenham wanted 6 million, didn't they? They wanted 6 million for Redknapp.
Yeah, I heard between 6 and 10, so it's quite mad. But it's one of them ones. Yeah, I mean, it saves the FA money, to be perfectly frank. Big T, did you want to have a viewpoint on the Hodgson to England potential happenings and the talks that are going on?
Thanks, Liam. First of all, good evening to you all, everyone in the family. Hope you're all well. Second of all, what really annoys me the most is... Thank you, Ross. What annoys me is the fact that people are being so negative about Roy Hodgson. I don't understand it. He's got an impressive CV. He's managed Switzerland, he's managed Inter Milan, he's managed Finland. The guy knows what he's doing. He's an English manager, and I think people are too quick to judge him, and I think people need to hold a corner and let him have a chance. End of the day, it's results business, and if Hodgson does well at Euros and in friendlies, we're going to back him. So for all the people being negative, hold a corner and let him have his chance, and if he does get a job, I'll back him all the way, and I think everybody else should as well. I don't see any other way.
No, that's a good point. There's no. I mean, if he's hired, we do need to back him. And I said we need to let him do what he needs to do. Some people, even when Capello was getting results, they were like, oh no, but he plays negative football. Blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day,
exactly.
the man's getting results, and at the end of the day, we've conversed about this before on shows. At the end of the day, the England team needs a reality check. The team is not as good as everyone thinks.
I'm sure you said, Liam, as well. I think it was like on a few podcasts away. We said that the expectations of England should be like the quarterfinals. If we get past the group stage, that's brilliant. Yeah. People nowadays give high expectations of the English national team, which is pathetic. We need to be realistic, sit ourselves down and go, you know what, getting out of the group stage, magnificent achievement. We need to all calm ourselves down and realise what's best for England, and getting past the group stage, brilliant.
No, exactly, and also, I've said it's a case of I've also put up a pitch talk blog at pitchtalk.blogspot.com, which is basically the England job, a fantastic opportunity, or the FA's poison chalice. Have a read of that if you get the time. But it's a case of, the players have got to step up and take responsibility as well. And we've said it on many occasions. I mean, Francis Strong has just said in the chat, I've just seen, it's up to the players really, not the manager.
It can't go all towards the manager, because at the end of the day, the players put the shift in, don't they? It's 50-50. If the players play how the manager wants them to play, then fair enough. But at the end of the day, you've got players on the pitch who are playing for pride and for their fans, and etc., etc. At the end of the day, it's 50-50. You put the effort in, you get your just rewards. It's the same with anything in life, isn't it?
Roy Hodgson as England manager. You what? That's like the McCanns running a nursery. That's like going on a diet and asking Joe Brand for help. In his first interview, he spoke about John Terry being a racist, whatever that means. I think Roy proved during his time at Liverpool that he's over his head when it comes to managing a big club, like Kenny Dalglish, and not much difference in the way of looks either. Worst pool manager since Michael Barrymore. What happened to Redknapp? Did the FA give up after he never replied to their emails? Hodgson and the FA are the flops of the week.
Why in the blue hell are people being so negative about Roy Hodgson? Wake the F up. He's a good manager. He will do a good job for England if he's appointed. Give him a chance to shine and stop being so damn negative, or I'll have to set a certain Johnny Sykes on you because that guy's absolutely legendary. Much like my cousin, the guy deserves a medal and a handshake.